This is 9 News with Joe Hall.
The banks dig in their heels as interest rates drop to their lowest level in almost half a century. The government to spend $43 billion to make our broadband 100 times faster. And the Premier's backflip over the Tim Palace affair. Good evening. Also tonight, axed again, bad boy swimmer Nick Darcy kicked off Australia's team for the World Championships. Australia's major banks are refusing to pass on in full the latest cut in official interest rates. Their defiance follows today's decision by the Reserve Bank to shave rates by 0.25% to just 3%, the lowest in 49 years. With the details, we're joined by Tim McMillan. Tim?
Joe, thanks very much. This afternoon there seem to be two schools of thought on this, some expecting that there'd be no rate cut at all, others tipping 0.5%, thinking then that the banks would be compelled.
OK, thanks, Nick. In the news ahead, cries of scab over a Westgate contract. And ATM scammers strike again. And says she never drank, smoked or fooled around. To finance, and the share market lost ground as the Reserve Bank cut interest rates to their lowest level in almost 50 years. The resources sector was weaker as both BHP Billiton and Rio Tinto dropped substantially. The big banks were also down, but Telstra improved. The All Ordinaries Index fell 48 points. Our dollar's buying 71.5 US cents and is stronger in Europe. And sports next with Grant Hackett.
Thanks, Joe. Good evening. Coming up, sink or swim for a swan at the tribunal. And a dragon chases his American dream. Sydney co-captain Brett Kirk is tonight facing the tribunal for making reckless contact with an umpire. The case threatens to set a major precedent on the issue of players colliding with officials. Justin Rodsky is at AFL headquarters. Justin, what's the latest?
Yes, thanks, Grant. Well, Brett Kirk has pleaded guilty to making reckless contact with an umpire, but he has escaped suspension.
Gareth Hall, 9 News.
And that's it for sport, Joe.
Thanks, Grant. Still to come, Steve Jacobs with the weather and news of another wet morning.
Tuesday, we'll get a change with a shower or two. So it looks like it will be mostly fine over Easter, Joe.
Good, thanks, Steve. And that's the news for now. Thanks for joining us and good night.